top performance. Guilty, Jackama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. In 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
It's time to raise awareness about AIDS at the annual World AIDS Day Forum under the theme, A Community with Rights. You equals you, the catalyst for change. Monday, December 2, 2024 at the AC Marriott Hotel. Tune in to Nationwide this morning from 7 to 9 a.m. for the message that has transformed the approach to HIV prevention and treatment. Expect speakers, panel discussions, entertainment, and more. So tune in to Nationwide this morning, Monday, December 2, 2024. It's the annual World AIDS Day Forum. Catch Nationwide this morning at the AC Marriott Hotel. All this and more only on Nationwide 90FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Jamaican Network of Seropositives.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
9 o'clock.
Factual, insightful, and credible. It's Nationwide News Now at 9.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the news at 9 for this morning, Saturday, November 30, 2024. President of Friends of Rio Cobra, Kestenard Gordon, says the agreement between NEPA and the Tradewinds Citrus Limited is unlawful. JLP Chairman Robert Montague says Jamaica must have a national discussion on race. JDF says it's fully cooperating with the JCF following the arrest of one of its members on Tuesday. In news from the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, unions picket PM's residents over what they label as self-serving salary hike and call for election. While on the international scene, Russian strikes hit Aleppo, Syria as rebels take control. And in sport, Jamaica's national senior women's team beat South Africa 3-0 in the first of 2 friendly internationals at the Montego Bay complex last night. The details after this. President of Friends of Rio Cobra, Kestenard Gordon, says the agreement between NEPA and Tradewinds Citrus Limited is unlawful.
NEPA has no such right as a state agency to enter into any such thing with a private company, especially without the input and assistance. NEPA has no such right as a state agency to enter into any such thing with a private company, especially without the input and assistance or guidance of the Attorney General. That doesn't make sense. In other jurisdictions, all of those persons who participate in that would have gone to prison. It is almost treason. How can you sell out the state like that to a private company? That is madness. Those attorneys, they did several things that were unethical and contrary to the principles of natural justice.
Mr. Gordon says the minister with responsibility for the environment, Matthew Samuda, is downplaying the environmental concerns of an oil spill. Speaking with Nationwide News on Friday, Minister Samuda stated that the leak by Tradewinds Citrus did not cause a large-scale fish kill, nor did it result in disruption of livelihoods. He also questioned the legitimacy of the non-profit organization Friends of Rio Cobra. Minister Samuda says based on official checks made, there is no legitimacy in their representation of the people who they say were affected by the oil spill. Mr. Gordon is refuting that claim.
I am sorry for the minister. Egg is all over his face and he is trying his best to wipe it out of his eyes. But he need not wipe any on Friends of Rio Cobra. We are a legitimate, registered, limited liability company, and every citizen of Jamaica has a right for compensation if they have been victims of pollution. So he needs to come clear again.
Kestenol Gordon, president of Friends of Rio Cobra, he was speaking during Nationwide at 5 on Friday. And attorney representing Friends of Rio Cobra, Dr. Marcus Goff, says Minister Semula's calling into question the legitimacy of the organization was disrespectful and very unfortunate.
To cast doubt and to say that the Friends of the Rio Cobra is not legitimate and that only somehow the MP or official one cooperative is legitimate representative of the people is, I think, a disrespect. The fact is that any individual can represent himself or herself as a victim of an environmental crime. Any group of persons can choose to organize themselves how they want to organize themselves, whether they choose to register or not. But the fact is that Friends of the Rio Cobra is a limited liability company, and the company is Office of Jamaica, duly registered, and all the official folk who we claimed for are registered. The claim was sent to Trade Wind Teachers Company Limited, which was what we were told to do by NEPA, and so was sent to the ministry because NEPA said to send it straight to True Troops.
Dr. Marcus Goff, attorney representing Friends of Rio Cobra. JLP Chairman Robert Montague says the controversy behind the racially charged comments made by Everald Warmington about opposition leader Mark Golding is proof that Jamaica must have a national discussion on race. He referenced a decision made by the political ombudsman in 2021 for Mr. Golding to apologize for calling him a little boy.
Our matter of out of many one should just be that, and it should not be that somebody takes offense when you speak about one. Because I remember clearly, our general secretary of another organization described me as the leader of the black section. I remember clearly the political ombudsman making a ruling that the leader of opposition should apologize for referring to me as a little boy. And I must say that the children and the parents at the Heartlands Infant School are still waiting on the $20,000 donation that she then ruled that he should pay. So I believe it is time for this national conversation, and the Jamaica Labour Party is the institution best suited to lead this national conversation.
Robert Montague, JLP chairman, he was speaking at the JLP's post-conference media briefing at the party's Belmont Road headquarters on Friday. At last Sunday's annual party conference, Mr. Warmington told the Labourites that he'd rather die than be led by a white man. He further suggested that Mr. Golding should seek office in Britain, where he believes he will be more comfortable. His comments have been condemned by the PSOJ and members of civil society. JLP Treasurer and MP for West Portland Darl Vaz also addressed the issue at the media briefing. He says the PMP is being hypocritical since members of the opposition have made disparaging comments about him and his wife.
I never ever refer to my opponents in any disparaging way, but I find it hypocritical once again, because not only have I been demonized myself politically orchestrated, but when I think of what has been said about my wife from 2019 on the platform by previous leaders, current General Secretary and others, including the new candidate, and never once have I ever heard any of those that are on the platform ever say that they are totally in disagreement with what is being said.
Darl Vaz, JLP Treasurer and MP for West Portland. The Jamaica Defence Force, JDF, says it's fully cooperating with the JCF following the arrest of one of its members on Tuesday. The soldier was arrested as part of an ongoing investigation into a sophisticated phishing scam that defrauded the National Commercial Bank, NCB, of over $47 million. He was taken into custody by agents from the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA and the JCF's counterterrorism and organized crime branch, CTOC. Allegations are that between April and June 2022, funds were illegally accessed from a number of accounts held at NCB via an online phishing scam. The money was then transferred to various beneficiary accounts, which have since been used to withdraw the funds or further transfer them to other banking institutions. The soldier's residence in Kingston and another location linked to a second suspect who is already in custody were searched. Several electronic devices were seized during the operations. Mocha says the soldier is suspected to be part of an organized criminal syndicate and charges are expected to follow shortly. The JDF in a statement yesterday said it remains committed to upholding the high standards of professionalism and discipline among its members. The Met Service has downgraded the flash flood warning to a flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of several parishes. These parishes are St. Mary, Portland, St. Thomas, St. Andrew, Kingston and St. Catherine and Clarendon. The watch remains in effect until 5 p.m. today. The Met Office says a broad trough continues across the Western Caribbean, producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms across the region. The forecast is for periods of light to moderate showers and thunderstorms to continue mainly across eastern and south central parishes today. Fishermen and other marine interests, especially those operating across southern offshore marine zones, are urged to exercise extreme caution as sea conditions will continue to deteriorate in the vicinity of showers, thunderstorms, and strong winds. The news on from the region. Under heavy downpour, scores of angry workers marched outside the Prime Minister's residence in Trinidad and Tobago last evening, demanding he call the general election and put an end to what they believe is a self-serving salary hike. The Oilfield Workers Trade Union was joined by the Communication Workers Union and the Aviation Communication and Allied Workers Union as they protested outside Dr. Keith Rowley's official residence at the Diplomatic Centre St. Anne's, calling for him to take his band of bandits and go now. They accused the government of rushing to fill their pockets with the acceptance of the proposal of the Salaries Review Commission, SRC. The unions are demanding that the report be tabled in Parliament so it can be debated in front of the people who placed them in office. On the international scene, rebel forces in Syria have taken control of the majority of the country's second largest city, Aleppo, according to the UK-based monitoring group Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. Russia launched airstrikes in parts of Aleppo overnight into Saturday for the first time since 2016, the observers added. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said more than 300 people, including more than 20 civilians, have been killed since the offensive started on Wednesday. The offensive is the largest against the Syrian government in years and the first time rebels fighting the forces of President Bashar al-Assad have reached Aleppo since being forced out by the army in 2016. Syria's military confirmed on Saturday that rebels had entered large parts of the city and dozens of soldiers had been killed or injured in the fighting. In a statement, it said troops had been withdrawn from Aleppo temporarily to prepare a counter-offensive. Let's now turn to sport. Jamaica's national senior women's team beat South Africa 3-0 in the first of two friendly internationals at the Montego Bay complex last night. Sibon Wilson gave the Reggae Girls the lead in the 28th minute. Kadisha Bonishaw, who has been nominated for the Best FIFA Women's Player Award for 2024, doubled the lead in the 54th minute. Shaw got Jamaica's third for the night and her 57th international goal in minute 82. Both teams would play in a second friendly international at the same venue on Monday. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at 9. President of Friends of Rio Cobra, Kestenard Gordon, says the agreement between NEPA and Tradewind Citrus Limited is unlawful. JLP Chairman Robert Montague says Jamaica must have a national discussion on race. JDF says it's fully cooperating with the JCF following the arrest of one of its members on Tuesday. I'm Andrew Cannon. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. Use this next at midday.
You've just heard Nationwide News Now at 9.
Jamaica, we are paving the way for prosperity. Under the SPARK program, the government is investing over $40 billion to improve our community roads and infrastructure, smoother roads, safer travel, and a more efficient economy. That's what this investment means for you. Every mile we build is a step toward prosperity.
Brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Are Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.